Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Well, this is the only Bible study that is environmentally sustainable. Hi, this is Daily Dose Radio, the only one on the internet that's socially sustainable. Daily Dose Radio, the only one on the internet that's fair trade Bible study. That's Daily Dose Radio. Come on in. We like to call this the Bible Bistro. Come on in and sit down, and we'll get started here with Psalm 30. We're going to do 3 verses today, 8, 9, and 10. To you, O Lord, I call, and of my Lord I seek favor. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Will the dust thank you? Will it declare your truth? Hear, O Lord, and be gracious to me. O Lord, be my helper. Those are verses 8, 9, and 10 in Psalm 30. And we're looking at, again, this is a psalm that's dedicating the house of David. Hiram came and built him a house. Instead of having some great, long, grand speech about the wonderfulness of his kingdom and his rule, he turns this into an opportunity of worship. And he says, I exalt you, O Lord. You have lifted me up. All of this is happening around the same time that David is bringing the ark up from Obed-Edom's house. I don't know which came first, the ark or his house, or, the building of David's house. But however it happened, this is around that same time, and David is very concerned about having the Lord there in Jerusalem. That is, that everyone would understand that there is one God and Him alone. There's only one to worship. And perhaps that heartbeat is what we hear in David right here in this dedication psalm. He's saying there's only one place to go. If your face is hidden, well, what happens if your face is hidden? To you, O Lord, I call, and of my Lord I seek favor. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Will the dust thank you? Will it declare your truth? You see, David is saying there's only one place. I'll go to the Lord. I'll seek His favor. The Lord will hear and answer my prayer. Hear, O Lord, and be gracious to me. O Lord, be my helper. Now, the be my helper, David needs that, and he means it. He means for the Lord to be his helper in every single thing. It would take a lot to be a king. A lot of decisions that have to be made. Lives hang in the balance on so many things. An entire country and all the intricacies of running a country all rest on the shoulders of one man, his court, and those administrators that he appoints. And so the Lord says, David says, I'm going to call to the Lord and seek His favor. I'm going to call to the Lord and ask Him to be my helper. Now, this is not something that David just suddenly thought of. No, he's been doing this the whole time. But now he comes to the dedication of the house, and he includes this idea in the song. Why? Because dark days are still ahead for David. He knows it's not over yet. No, there's still something more that he has to do. There's still something more that has to be accomplished, and that something more is coming in the form of Absalom, in the form of the other fellow that rebelled against him, whose name I still can't remember. All of those people are yet to come, and David knows there are dark days ahead. Face is going to be hidden, and it's going to be a hard time coming up, but he knows where to go. And he says, what profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Will the dust thank you? Will it declare your truth? No, it won't. We know these are rhetorical questions. The dust is not going to say anything. Oh, and by the way, where does that dust come from? David says, when I go down to the pit, is the dust going to thank you? Because in the pit is human dust. We turn back to dust. And he says, that dust is not going to do what I'm doing right now. It's not going to declare your truth. It's not going to praise your name. So, Lord, I'm seeking your favor now and asking you to be gracious to me and help me in this moment, in this life. And isn't that wonderful when we can ask the Lord to be gracious to us in this life? Would you call on Him today and just ask Him to be gracious to you, to be your helper, to seek His favor? Seek His face right now. And join me again tomorrow. We'll look at verses 11 and 12 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.